Avoid 6 common foods that can damage your kidneys. Your kidneys play a vital role as a filter for toxins and are essential for life. Since healthy kidneys filter about half a cup of blood every minute, if they don't function properly, waste and toxins can build up in your body. Here's something you may not know. Kidney damage is almost always irreversible, especially chronic damage. Let me repeat, most cases are irreversible. What's even more worrying is that if left untreated, this damage can progress to kidney failure. That means you may need dialysis or even a kidney transplant to stay alive. Incredibly, about 1 in 3 people with severe kidney failure who aren't on dialysis don't know they have kidney disease because of vague symptoms, so it's best to take preventative measures before it's too late. Did you know that some of the foods we eat every day can silently damage our kidneys? In this video, we will cover 6 common foods that can damage your kidneys over time. Trust me, some of them will shock you. We will also share tips on how to eat carefully to protect your kidneys. Before we dive in, please note that all the information you will find in this video has been fact-checked, objectively reviewed, and evaluated by qualified experts. Okay, time to get back to the foods that can damage your kidneys. 1. Spinach. Now we need to talk about a vegetable that many people think of as a superfood, but for people with high creatinine or weak kidneys, it can be a double-edged sword. Spinach. Yes, that green vegetable you see in healthy salads and praised in every health magazine. First, let's talk about the good. Spinach is rich in vitamins A, C, K, and folate, nutrients that help the body fight inflammation and protect kidney cells from free radical damage. It also contains natural fiber, which can aid digestion, relieve constipation, and indirectly reduce swelling in people with poor absorption. And if you have healthy kidneys, the potassium in spinach can even help flush out excess sodium, which helps stabilize blood pressure, an important factor in keeping your kidneys running efficiently. But here's the thing. All of those benefits only apply to people with normal kidneys. But for anyone who is monitoring creatinine, has kidney stones, stage 2-4 kidney disease, or is on dialysis, spinach is a different story. Spinach is one of the most oxalate-rich vegetables in nature with up to 1,200 milligrams of oxalate per 100 grams. Oxalates combine with calcium in the body to form kidney stones, and these are the most common and unpleasant type of stones. If you consume too much oxalate in one meal, the crystals can form so quickly that they block the kidney tubules, leading to acute kidney failure. This has happened in real life. One person ate just a bowl of soup high in oxalate and died a few hours later because his kidneys stopped working completely. Even if you eat small amounts every day, oxalates can silently build up, forming kidney stones, bladder stones, interstitial cystitis, joint pain, and even nerve damage. This is why people with high creatinine often feel lower back pain, pressure, or difficulty urinating without knowing why. And that's not all. When cooked, potassium increases many times over, while weak kidneys cannot filter out excess potassium. People with chronic kidney disease, especially those on dialysis, are extremely susceptible to hyperkalemia, which can lead to life-threatening heart rhythm disturbances. You need to know this. Boiling spinach does not reduce oxalate or potassium. Many people think boiling is safer, but in fact, the 2 main harmful substances are still intact. So, do you have to completely eliminate spinach from your life? Not necessarily. If you have no history of kidney stones, do not have CKD, and your creatinine is stable, you can eat very small amounts combined with vegetables that are lower in oxalate and lower in potassium, such as kale, zucchini, carrots, cauliflower, cabbage, or lettuce. But if you're trying to lower your creatinine, stabilize your GFR, or prevent kidney failure from progressing, spinach should be used with caution or best avoided altogether during a sensitive period. Remember, not all super healthy foods are good for people with kidney disease. Spinach is a prime example of a diet that requires a completely different approach to kidney health. And by understanding which vegetables are good for you and which to avoid, you're taking a huge load off your kidneys every day. Potatoes and sweet potatoes. These 2 tubers are rich in easily digestible energy, fiber, vitamin C, vitamin B6, and many antioxidants that can help reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and help the body filter waste more effectively. In people with healthy kidneys, they are actually a great source of nutrients. But for people with high creatinine, reduced GFR, or impaired kidney function, potatoes and sweet potatoes have another side that you need to be extremely careful about. They are very high in potassium. A medium-sized potato can contain up to 900 milligrams of potassium per 100 g, and a large sweet potato can contain around 700 milligrams of potassium. These numbers are enough to push potassium levels in the blood up quickly if your kidneys are no longer filtering as well as they used to. Not only does hyperkalemia make it harder to lower creatinine, it can also cause irregular heartbeats, one of the most dangerous risks for older adults with kidney disease. And that's not all. Sweet potatoes in particular contain oxalates, which can combine with calcium to form kidney stones if you eat too much or eat them incorrectly. The good news, however, is that you don't have to completely eliminate potatoes and sweet potatoes. When prepared properly, they can be a safer source of energy and even help your kidneys by reducing the strain on animal protein and keeping blood sugar levels stable. The key is how you prepare them. With potatoes, potassium can be significantly reduced if you soak and boil them properly. Cut potatoes into thin slices, soak them in water for at least 30 minutes, then boil them thoroughly and discard the water. This process can reduce potassium by 50–70%, turning potatoes from a high-risk food into a safer occasional option. Mashed or steamed potatoes are also gentler on the digestive system and kidney function. But remember, avoid French fries or processed potatoes. These are extremely high in sodium and fat, which can increase blood pressure and further strain the kidneys. With sweet potatoes, you need to be even more careful. Although they are rich in beta-carotene and fiber, which help reduce inflammation, control blood sugar, and protect kidney cells, their high oxalate content makes them a choice that requires careful control. If you have a history of kidney stones or have high creatinine, limit yourself to no more than 1/2 a day, and only eat them boiled or steamed to reduce oxalate. People with stage 3–4 kidney failure should avoid them altogether or only eat them under the guidance of a dietitian, as even a small amount eaten incorrectly can cause a sudden increase in potassium. And finally, whether you eat potatoes or sweet potatoes, always remember to combine them with low-potassium vegetables. Drink enough water as directed, usually about 1.52 liters/day if your doctor allows it, and maintain a kidney-friendly diet so as not to add more stress to your recovering organs. This will help you reap the benefits of this familiar root vegetable without accidentally causing your creatinine to continue to rise. 3. Rice. Now let's talk about something that almost everyone eats every day, but few people ask questions about. White rice. A seemingly harmless dish, a companion of millions of meals, but when it comes to kidney health, rice is a double-edged sword. It's both safe and has hidden things you need to understand thoroughly. First, let's talk about the surprising truth. Rice contains arsenic, a heavy metal that can cause direct damage to the kidneys. In raw rice, inorganic arsenic, the most toxic form, can range from 0.1 to 0.4/kg, much higher than in wheat or barley, where arsenic is almost undetectable. Rice plants even absorb more cadmium and other heavy metals than conventional crops. That doesn't mean you have to completely eliminate rice from your diet, but it's a gentle reminder that rice isn't as safe as many people think. But in the context of kidney nutrition, white rice is a smart choice, if you know how to use it properly. A half cup of white rice contains only 2.3 million of sodium, 12 million of potassium, and 11.45 million of phosphorus. These three numbers are more important than you might think, as they mean that white rice is gentle on your kidneys, especially when you need to reduce the filtering burden and control mineral buildup in your blood. For people with high creatinine, this is a big plus. White rice is also easy to digest, providing 22 grams of starch per half cup without raising blood urea nitrogen like other protein-rich starch sources. For some kidney patients, even that helps them maintain energy without putting extra pressure on their filtering system. And, did you know, rice bran, while not in your daily bowl of white rice, has been shown in some animal models to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two factors that cause creatinine to rise more quickly. That said, the components of rice still have potential kidney health benefits. But don't be so quick to dismiss rice as the perfect food. For people with kidney disease, portion size is key. Eating too much rice means too much carbohydrate, which can increase blood sugar, weight, and put more strain on already tired kidneys. And if you've ever enjoyed fried rice, toasted rice, or other packaged-flavored rice, be careful. Just a small portion can contain 400–800 milligrams of sodium, enough to cause swelling in your feet, raise your blood pressure, and worsen your creatinine levels on your next blood test. If you have diabetes, switching to brown rice may be a better option if your doctor says it's okay, but for most kidney patients, white rice is still safer, as long as you moderate your portion size and pair it with low-potassium vegetables like cabbage, cucumbers, green beans, or green beans. Rice is not the enemy, but it's not the harmless friend we once thought it was. Eating right, eating enough, and eating smart, That's how you can help your kidneys take the load off, reduce inflammation, and keep creatinine in the safe zone long term. 4. Butter. Now let's talk about something that almost every household has in their refrigerator: butter. It may seem harmless, fatty, and easy to eat, but for those trying to keep creatinine stable, it can become a silent challenge for the kidneys if you don't understand what's inside. First, let's talk about the most common type of butter: dairy butter. Dairy butter is made from the fat and protein of cream, and, as such, it contains a large amount of saturated fat and cholesterol. These two factors are directly linked to high blood pressure and plaque formation in the blood vessels, putting the blood vessels of the kidneys under constant pressure. Over time, this can slow blood flow to the kidneys, hindering their ability to filter waste and making creatinine harder to control. And if that's not enough, we have salted butter. Just 100 grams of salted butter contains a whopping 643 milligrams of salt, a huge amount for anyone trying to protect their kidneys. A high-sodium diet raises blood pressure, causes fluid retention, and forces the kidneys to work twice as hard to maintain electrolyte balance. For people with weak kidneys, that's a burden the body can't handle for long. On top of that, most of the avocados sold in supermarkets are processed to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. This process strips away many of the natural nutrients, leaving behind a high-calorie, high-fat, high-sodium food with virtually no real nutritional benefits for the kidneys. But that's only half the story. When it comes to avocado margarine, things get more complicated. Because avocado's soft, fatty fruits, rich in vitamin E, lutein, fiber, and unsaturated fats, are truly a heart, blood, and anti-inflammatory food. In a healthy person, avocados help reduce oxidative stress, protect kidney tubule cells from damage, and help control blood sugar, all of which are important factors in preventing kidney disease. But for people with kidney failure or chronic kidney disease, avocados go in a completely different direction. Just 150 grams of avocado can contain up to 727 milligrams of potassium. With one avocado, you've already exceeded your daily potassium limit, and failing kidneys can't get rid of potassium effectively. This leads to hyperkalemia, a dangerous condition that can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, and even be life-threatening if not controlled promptly. 5. Soft drinks. Now, let's talk about something that many people think is harmless, but is one of the silent causes of increased creatinine and kidney failure every day: soda. Yes, I'm talking about both sugary soda and sugar-free soda. Both are harmful in ways that most people don't realize. What few people know is this: liquid sugar damages the kidneys much faster than solid sugar, and soda is pure liquid sugar. When you drink a can of soda, the sugar, especially fructose, spikes in your blood. When the sugar gets too high, your kidneys have to push the excess sugar out through your urine. If your kidneys are healthy, your body can handle it. But if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or elevated creatinine, this sugar isn't just a burden, it's an attack on the tiny filters inside your kidneys called nephrons. Fructose promotes the production of uric acid, a powerful inflammatory substance. Excess uric acid causes blood vessels in the kidneys to constrict, increasing blood pressure and damaging kidney cells. That's why people who drink soda regularly are at higher risk for metabolic syndrome, abdominal obesity, and especially chronic kidney disease. But here's the surprising part: diet sodas aren't as safe as many people think. Research shows that drinking sugar-free soda every day increases the risk of type 2 diabetes by up to 67%. Artificial sweeteners mess with the body's insulin response, cause inflammation, and damage the kidneys just like real sugar, and sometimes even worse, because they trick the body in a way the kidneys can't handle. And don't forget phosphoric acid, an ingredient many soda companies use to give it a slightly sour taste and extend its shelf life. This acid upsets the mineral balance, forcing the body to pull calcium from the bones to neutralize it. When excess calcium combines with phosphorus, they form tiny crystals, the foundation for kidney stones. Worse still, phosphorus from soda is absorbed almost completely, much faster than naturally occurring phosphorus in food. The National Kidney Foundation recommends a daily intake of 700 milligrams of phosphorus, while many sodas can contain enough phosphorus to exceed safe levels after just a few cans. If you drink soda regularly, your body will start to send out warning signs: unexplained fatigue, swelling in your legs or ankles, less urine, foamy urine, irregular blood pressure, and a dull ache in the lower back where your kidneys are working hard. These symptoms don't appear all at once, but they're a reminder that your kidneys are under too much pressure. So what should you do? You don't have to cut them out completely, but cut back to less than 4 cans a week. And remember, sugar-free sodas are just as bad. What your kidneys need isn't artificial sweeteners or caffeine, but plain water, diluted lemonade, or natural fruit juices. With no added sugar, any of these options are better than soda, and your kidneys will thank you for it. Soda won't give you kidney disease overnight, but it can do it over years, silently, can by can. And when it comes to kidneys, anything that's insidious is dangerous. 6. Dried fruit. Now, let's talk about something that many people think is healthy, but can be a double-edged sword for your kidneys: dried fruit. It sounds harmless, it's small, it's convenient, and because it's fruit, everyone assumes it's healthy. But if your creatinine is elevated or your doctor has warned you about your kidney function, this is a food group you need to be really careful about. Here's the thing. When fruit is dried, all the water is removed, and everything else, sugar, calories, and especially potassium, is concentrated. According to the USDA, just 1 cup of prunes can contain 1,270 milligrams of potassium, which is nearly half the maximum amount of potassium a person with kidney disease is allowed to eat in a day. A small handful of raisins can contain as much sugar and potassium as a large bowl of fresh fruit, and that's what makes them dangerous. I know you're asking, but isn't dried fruit all bad? I hear it's high in fiber. Yes, and that's a double whammy that few people tell you about. Dried fruit contains soluble fiber, which helps lower bad cholesterol, stabilizes blood sugar, and aids digestion. Some, like raisins, also contain resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant that protects blood vessels and kidney cells from silent inflammation. For healthy people, this is a great benefit. But for people with kidney failure or those on dialysis, the picture is completely different. Potassium in dried fruit is 3 to 4 times higher than in fresh fruit. Just eating 2-3 pieces of dried bananas is enough to cause potassium in the blood to skyrocket, and when the kidneys are no longer able to filter potassium effectively, high potassium levels can cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and even be life-threatening. But that's not all. Dried fruit also contains concentrated sugars, which can raise blood sugar faster than you think. The sugar and fiber buildup puts a strain on your kidneys, at a time when they are already struggling to filter waste. Plus, many dried fruits on the market are loaded with salt, glucose syrup, and preservatives. These additives increase inflammation and increase the pressure on your blood to filter. So, can you eat dried fruit? If your kidneys are healthy, you can have a small amount occasionally. But if you have chronic kidney disease or your creatinine is rising, you should limit it to less than 30 g/day, and even eliminate it altogether if you're on dialysis or on a strict potassium-restricted diet. A safer option? Fresh fruit, because it contains water, is less concentrated in potassium, is more filling, and causes fewer spikes in blood sugar. The bottom line, dried fruit isn't bad. It's just that your kidneys aren't strong enough to handle the concentrated sugar and potassium in it. Just a small bag of dried fruit may seem harmless, but for people with kidney disease, it can cause creatinine to rise faster without you even realizing it. Thank you for being with us this far. Your presence and support are more than just numbers on a screen. They are what motivate us to continue providing clear, trustworthy, and actionable health knowledge specifically for those who want to protect their kidneys, hearts, and bodies naturally. If you learned something new today, even if it's just a vegetable you never thought could be gentler on your kidneys, you've taken a big step. Small changes like these, when made consistently, are the foundation for keeping creatinine levels stable and helping your body heal day by day. And if you want to continue exploring helpful food lists, practical eating tips, and nutrition strategies for people over 60, check out the videos that are appearing on the screen. We've curated playlists so you can easily find food choices that are good for your brain, heart, kidneys, and many other vital organs. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one small habit today and let us continue to accompany you on your own health journey. Stay healthy, stay proactive, because you deserve a light, healthy, and energetic body every day.